and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is the week 49. We're almost over. It's almost done. The year's almost done. November the 29th through December the 5th weekly wrap up. Okay, so I must tell you guys that this week has not been the greatest week. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, you can barely see it, but that shelf down there, broke. And now I have to, figure out what I'm going to do with the bookshelf back there. But luckily, since I stand in frame and you guys don't see that, it's not one of the shelves that broke. I'm so happy about that. Woo! I was also kind of slumpy all week, and it had nothing to do with the books that I was reading. It had everything to do with my boys needing my attention. They claim that they didn't, but obviously I only read 8 books, and 5 of them were yesterday. So that tells you that they were taking up my time this week. Let's see, what else? What else happened this week? Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Make sure you're hitting the bell for the notification button. And yeah, I didn't really go through too much this week, but I am going to start integrating packages again, because I got packages. Oh, if you're not following me over on Instagram, you should be, because I am doing Vlogmas and Bookmas over there. Daily videos with bookish and random content, along with a 25 days till Christmas advent calendar tea thing that I'm doing. Go check that out. But you know, if you're not into Instagram, you can always go to Patreon and become a patron of mine, and you can get that content as well. Yes. So let's get to the book mail, because I'm trying to make this video quick because I am super late. It's like almost 10 o'clock, you guys, and I'm just now recording this video. Woo, that doesn't usually happen. So, first package from Zahn. And I'm part of a couple Christmas Secret Santa things, so I feel kind of bad because I don't know which is which, but I did change up the address, or not the address, but the name on my wish list now, so that I know if it's someone that is buying from my wish list for, like, the channel, because you saw my channel, because you want to send me a little piece of love. I changed up the name, so now it has my channel name on there as the name of the person that's going to, and then, you know, so yeah, I can determine which package is which now. But first package that I got, let's see, hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's not, it is part of my Secret Santa, but not the Secret Santa that, I'm supposed to do a video for. But I'm super excited for what I got. I'm so excited. Let me show you guys what I got from Taylor, who is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Taylor. So she sent me yay, 2 of the books from the Uptown Girls series by Joanna Shoup, The Prince of Broadway and The Rogue of Fifth Avenue. So excited, because I just recently got approved for the 5th book in this series, and I am super excited to read them. Yes, yes, and the covers are really, really pretty. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Taylor. I'm so excited. I love Christmas time and sharing and things like that. So there is that package. And then my good book friend that is in DC, Angela, she sent me a pretty card with her sticker on it. It has my address on it, so I don't want to show you guys, but we have this, and She always sends the sweetest things just out of the blue. I'm so thankful for her. I wish we weren't in coronavirus, like, situation, because I would definitely, like, plan a coffee trip with her and say hi. It's a pretty Christmas card. Oh, yay! Love Angela. Love Angela so, so much. Then we have another picture. Boop! Another package from Zahn. And of course, this one is one of those evil ones with the perforated tops, but the perforation doesn't help, you know. You guys know the packages. You guys have seen the packages. And let's see. And Taylor came through with the whole, with the Devil of Downtown as well. And I'm thinking, now I'm starting to think that the book that I got approved for is book number 4. This is the first 3. So yeah, I guess it was book 4. So thank you, Taylor, for getting me this series. These covers are amazing. So excited. So excited. Then I also received a package from Hachette. And I don't know if this is from Forever Publishing or if it is from Grand Central. But Hachette is the overall umbrella that they both fall under. So let's see what they sent to me. Oh my goodness, there's so many in here. And these are from Forever Publishing. Thank you, Estelle. Love you so much. So I got a copy of Not the Duke's Darling, the Grey Court novel by Elizabeth Hoyt. So excited. Everyone really wants me to get into historicals because that's what I've been getting lately, and I am so here for it. And you guys know I love me a cowboy, so I have the new This Cowboy of Mine by R.C. Ryan. Yes, and there's a bonus story in there. Oh, yes. Ooh. Yes. Love it. Love it. And you know it's going to be good when the Queen, Nora Robert, puts a blurb on the front. So, I'm super excited about that. Yay. And the final book that I got is The 12 Dogs of Christmas, a Pine Hollow novel by Lizzie Shane. Thank you. I like dog stories. Oh, they own a rescue shelter. I'm so excited to get to this. Yay. Thank you again, Forever Publishing and Grand Central and Hachette, for sending me this box of books that I am super excited to dig into. Yay. Okay, now that that is done, let's get into the books that I read last week, which, like I said, I read 8 of them, and 5 of them were yesterday. But we're not going to talk about that. I started the week reading a Wright Christmas by K.A. Linde. I place this in contemporary. I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 2 Steam fans. This book follows a single dad and the woman that sort of got away but didn't get away. They remained friends. So we have Peyton, who is a dancer in New York, and she comes back to the small town that the Wrights have sort of taken over. They're big in the small town, and she grew up in the small town, and her family's still in this town and everything like that. Well, she comes back to take a break for the Christmas season and also be the principal dancer, sort of backup for the dance company that she kind of grew up in and everything like that. There is some adversity there in the dance company, and there's some things they have to deal with. It did take a little bit more time for me to connect how the Wright series, the Wright books, connected with this story, which is why I was like, I don't know why this is called the Wright Christmas, because I haven't seen a Wright yet, but that's okay. And then by the end of the book, we saw all the Wrights and all their goodness and glory. And then I found the connection. So Isaac actually works at Wright Construction, or is working with Wright Construction. Him and Peyton used to be high school sweethearts, but as I said, they went their separate ways. She went to New York to dance, he went to play soccer, and in turn he ends up finding someone else and has a child by them. Now he is a single dad, and Peyton is back in town, and ooh, old flames are restoked, and I was here for this story. So here for this story. The next book that I finished was The Best of Us. I Love in Isolation #2 by Kennedy Fox. Oh, I don't even know where to put this. Don't know where to put this. Because Kennedy Fox said this was going to be hot, and it was fire. I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 5 Steam fans. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. This book is fire. Fire. Read it as an arc. And whoo, woo-wee, they are snowed in, and you would have thought that they could have melted the path back to the city if they had wanted to, because that's how smoking hot it was. So we have Kendall, who is Cammie's BFF. If you read the first book in this series of standalones, you don't need to. Kendall is Cammie's best friend. Ryan is Cammie's doctor brother. You met both of them in the first book. This is them going up to the cabin in which Cammie and, was it Ethan? I think. Ooh, I'm sorry. Forgot his name. Oops. Love that book though still. But this is Kendall and Ryan's story. Ryan is a doctor. He had to deal with, he was very big in the hospital while the pandemic was going on. There is some mention of the pandemic, but it's only light. It really has nothing to do with this story. This story is about a blizzard and being snowed in. And Kendall and Ryan, they sort of had attraction, but they don't. It's kind of like secret, I think you want to go with. But then they indulge in their liking of each other, and it was amazing. So amazing. The cabin is amazing. The cabin is magical. Yes, so magical. Ooh. Yes. So good. Then I read Tamed, which is Tangled #3 by Emma Chase. This is a contemporary. I give it 3 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I listened to it as an audiobook, and this takes us way back. It's book 3 in this series, but there are 2 full books and a novella about this couple, where this couple comes into play and how they're all together already. So it annoyed the shit out of me that we went back to when they met. So this is about Dolores and Matt, and if you read Holy Freaking Matrimony, that was their wedding. So this book just kind of annoyed me, and it was meh. Didn't really enjoy it. It was just meh. The next book that I finished, finally, for the week, that got me into my binging goodness, was A Holiday Lift by Corinne Michaels. This is a contemporary novella. This also has the Passion Flix movie that goes along with it. Give this book 4 stars. Give it 1 Steam fan. read this as an ebook. It's a Christmas story. It's light, it's fun, it's sweet. You have Holly, who ends up having a very, very bad Christmas 2 years ago and just is not having a good year. She has lost her faith in Christmas, and Dean is the guy that she ends up having like a one night stand with. He also works with her. They also work in the same building type thing, or work in the same office. And you know, the two of them are up for promotions and things like that, and they're like, oh, they're rivals, so there's that workplace rivalry type thing that goes along. This is a short, so it's really, really short. And then Corinne, after she filmed, or after they filmed the Passion Flick short for it, she came back home and wrote a little bit more, so we get a little bit more of Holly and Dean's story. Like I said, it's Christmas story, sweet, fun, light yumminess. So much goodness. Then I finished the Revenge Pact, which is the first book in the Kings of Football series that is being written by 3 different authors. This one is written by Ilsa Madden-Mills. This is new adult amazingness. And I give it 4.25 stars. I give it 2.5 Steam fans. It was just almost super steamy, but not super steamy. I read this as an ARC, but it is available for you guys to go and read, which you should, because it's good. It's so good. Yes. So we have Anastasia and we have River. River is a football player that has a huge heart, but comes off as somewhat of a I wouldn't, I'm not going to label him. I'm not going to label River. He has a darkness about him. And he has some learning disabilities. And Anastasia is the bright and fun sort of chick that's in one of his classes. She is also dating one of River's fraternity brothers. So there's that. And it's a bit of a love triangle that I was like, ooh. There is some hinting of the possibility of cheating by one of the characters that's also in this book, that's integral to Anastasia and River's story. And I just wanted to like reach in and throw some things. But of course, in Queen New Adult Ilsa Madden-Mills manner, she worked it all out, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I am so looking forward to the other 2 books and the other 2 guys that are mentioned in this story and getting their own books. So super excited about that. Yay! The next book that I finished was Affinity by Harlow Layne. This is a contemporary / suspense, romantic suspense. And give this book 4.25 stars. Give it 3 Steam fans. Read it as an ARC. It's available today, guys. Go get it. Go get it. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Because this is part of the Salvation Society books, in which one of the characters in this book is closely tied to the Salvation series. And that connection comes with Catherine Cole, who is the owner of CJJ, what is it? CJJ Agency? Public Relations. It's Catherine. Catherine is the public relations queen. And Abby has a job. Has a job at her, at CJJ. And the bad thing is that she actually wakes up in bed with Jenna, who is Catherine's client, and they're married. What to do now? What to do next? So they have Jenner has sort of went down this dark path and is kind of known as the bad boy. He's a celebrity, and he has a slew of issues. So we have enemies to lovers because Abby is pissed off that she is now married to Jenner and she's trying to keep her job. So they have to fake marriage and get to know each other, live in the same house for a year because Jenner needs to clean up his act. And so many things. So many things. There is content warning for drug abuse, the talk of drug addiction, and what else? There's something else. What? Actually, I think that's it. That's the content. That's the content warning. Is there's lots of talk of drug abuse and drug addiction within this story. So, if those are some things that trigger you, make sure that you kind of walk lightly because it is discussed in this book. The next book that I finished was Treasured by Victoria Pinder, and this is a contemporary / romantic suspense as well. Give this one 4 stars. Give this one 2 Steam fans. Read it as an arc. You can go get this one today as well because it is a part of the Salvation Society, and in turn, our connection here is that Mark and Charlie assist with Dwayne in getting his company back. Dwayne is part of and affiliated with the Cole Securities guys. We have Mary, who is getting out of an abusive relationship, so there's a content warning for that. Domestic violence is heavily talked about in this story, so there's a content warning for that. But I did feel that it was a little too heavy for the length of this story. I wouldn't call this a novella, but I wouldn't call this a full novel either. And I definitely wouldn't call it a short story. It's like 200 or something pages, but it was shorter. It was on the shorter end. So, fewer chapters. Because I don't really look at pages because I e-read. But it only has like 20 chapters, I think it is, or something like that. It might be a couple more, a couple less. But still, I'm off rambling. I thought the topic was a little too heavy for how short it was. But I liked Dwayne and Mary together. Mary is also a single parent of an infant, and Dwayne hits it off with Mary, and there's some action that goes along with it as well. So there's that. The final book that I finished last week was Unwritten by Jenna Hartley. Place this one in contemporary / romantic suspense as well. Give this one 4.5 stars. Give it 3 Steam fans. Read it as an arc because it's part of the Salvation Society books as well. So excited. Oh my goodness. This one, loved it from the start. Loved it from the premise, and because you have Olivia, who is a book representative, and she pitches ideas and stuff like that. Her idea was to pitch books to soldiers, and Connor ends up getting injured on a mission, and Mark, Liam, the whole crew from Cole Security, Connor is part of Cole Security, and they suggest that he get in on this program and start reading books. So Connor and Olivia's first sort of interaction is through email, and it is absolutely hilarious. Hilarious. And then they correspond via email first, and then they ramp it up to phone calls. Well, the mission that Connor ends up getting injured on, there's some things that go along with it. There's a possibility that Cole Security will get sued for some actions that Connor had taken. And then Connor ends up going to California where Olivia is, and they meet in person and talk about... Okay, so normally, I would probably, if this book had went in depth into the sex scenes, I would have probably like set this book on fire. This book was like super fire. And I never realized how getting all the way to the moment could be so sexy. Like, it really implies, like, there's a couple scenes where you know, because some of the wording and some of the descriptions have gotten you there, but then it turns out to be the next morning. And you're like, did the sex happen? What is going on? So, there's that. Which is why it only got 3 Steam fans. Because it left me right there on the edge. It's like, but they do it. Then there's the suspense that boils in there. There is a content warning for some talk about domestic abuse, but this one doesn't go nearly in depth as the last book. It's not as heavy. It mentions it, it talks about it a little bit, and then, you know, you move on with the story. So there's that. What am I currently reading? Whew, I am currently reading the other 2 books in the Salvation Society because they put them out in 5s, and I wanted to get all 5 of them done and in this video, but I wasn't able to. So that is Broken by K.C. Enders and Embrace by Michelle Fernandez. I ended up having to look at how long each one of those were, and both of these books are over 25 chapters each. So they are straight up full novels, but they are available for you guys to go check them out. And those 2 reviews will most definitely be in next week's weekly wrap-up. I am also reading The Romantic Pact by Meghan Quinn, which is the 2nd book in the Kings of Football series. And come to find out, this is the son of 2 characters from Meghan's book called The Mother Road, and I am super excited because from what I understand, we might actually see those characters in this book, and I'm excited about it. Plus, I'm excited to see where this character ends up going. He was briefly mentioned in the Revenge Pack, so I kind of want to know. I'm digging the whole sort of idea of these different packs that they have going on with these guys, and I'm excited to see Romantic Pack. How is that going to work out? Have you read any of the books that I just talked about? Are you excited to read any of the books that I just talked about from my description, from my feelings about them? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, make sure you check the description box if you missed any of the books or something sounded good to you and you might want to go back. You can check out the timestamp and get the proper name for it, because me and my speech, I get to talking and then I start saying wrong things and not know it. I'll find it in editing, but editing Stephanie does not have time to come back and like refilm and stuff like that. That's not how it works. So you guys get that version. But you can check the description box because I know I make sure all that stuff is good. There's timestamps down there. Also down in the description box is a feedback form, so if you guys want to send me a note or, you know, help me improve my channel, there's that down there. All my links are down there. My Ko-fi, my PayPal, my Patreon, all of my other social links are down in the description box. My Amazon wish list. I know, big bad, but get over it. Amazon is the bomb. I'm sorry. Even though there's bad people running it. Whew. Affiliate links. If you're like me and you use Amazon, you can use my affiliate links even if you don't buy the item that is linked. You can go through the link to your item. Make sure you purchase it within 24 hours and I sort of get a kickback for that. At no extra cost to you. And I think that is all. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, and make sure you're hitting the notification button over there, so that you make sure that you get all of my content Tuesdays and Thursdays. I release videos here, and then the Sunday video until 2021 when it moves exclusively over to Patreon. So, once again, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.